Hey guys, how's it going? Bit-sized tutorials here. If you're not already subscribed to me, you can go ahead and click the annotation real quick to get to the actual tutorial. I'm going to turn that off. If you're subscribed to me, you know that I used to be Gandalf 1209, why the name change, why all the videos private and all that. I just felt like it was time to start over. Begin kind of a new thing. I probably won't be uploading frequently here at all. Anyways, but yeah, so I figured it should be just a little bit better, a little more polished and cleaned up. The videos are actually unlisted, so if you have any of them bookmarked or saved anywhere, you can still watch them. But they're all going to stay unlisted for now, unless there's an overwhelming request to have a playlist unlocked or public again or something like that. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get going. Today's tutorial is actually going to be about how to open a GLFW window. And so we're going to do that in C. So we're going to go ahead and get going. I have a terminal here, and that should be good for getting everything going. I'm in an Atom window right now. You can see I have a basic C program set up right now. We're going to go ahead and get going. So I know on Mac, I'm pretty sure I have mine through Homebrew. I have no idea if I can look at the packages. I haven't. That's still the wrong thing. I don't know if I can look at the package. Do I not have it? Is it Brew? It's Brew. I don't know if I can look at my installed packages, but I'm pretty sure I installed GLFW through Brew. That's just taking a really long time. That's not what I wanted to do. One second. Alright, we're back. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and get going with that. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to include your GLFW headers. Make sure you include GLFW 3, and you're going to want to have that installed for this tutorial. It's been a little while since I've done anything in C, so I am bound to screw up at some point. I've been doing a little bit of Java recently. I did C a lot more than Java, and then I got back into Java a little bit, so it's been a while since C. So we're going to actually set this up in a way that you might if you were creating an engine. So we're going to have you know what, just for the sake of command line, I'm going to make this a header. So we're going to have our header. We're going to have our header guard. That is, of course, exactly how you do that. Okay, so everything here. We're going to have a little bit here. So we're going to define everything up here, and then we're going to implement it all down here. So first what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to do an initialize function. This is going to return an int, and this will be helpful in the main method. But we're going to go ahead and do our width, our height, and our title. And then we can implement that down here. Right here. So we have, we're going to have to include it again. Come to think of it, we don't actually have to include it out here. We should be fine to do it out here. So this is just the definition, and this is where we'll implement it. And we'll just include window.h. That'll make it better for compiling so that we don't have to include multiple sources. It's just less typing for me. Not that it's much typing, but yeah. So we're going to do that, I think. Basically what this is it's just the initialize function for GLFW to get things set up. So it calls it here, and it'll return a true or false, or a 1 or 0, because it's C. And so if it's false or 0, then we will return 0, I think. Right? Yeah. So we return 0, which is also false, because we'll be checking that here. And so just to show you what that will be, if window init 800 by 600 window tutorial, then we will return 1, right? And we'll say there's a problem. There's a problem here somewhere. Problem loading window, and that'll be all fine and dandy. And then we'll exit the program with 1. So if there's a problem, we'll return 0. If it works out, then we'll return 1, and then we'll be able to keep going right after that, because we've initialized our window. Awesome. So next what we gotta do is we gotta do GLFW window hint, and this is optional, but if you do sizable, or just resize maybe. I want to say resizable. I'm actually not sure. I don't even know if that's how you spell resizable. That's definitely not it. Maybe it is. I'm gonna do this right now. The compiler might tell me GL false, and that's actually another thing we need to include. We need to include, if you're on Mac, it's opengl/gl.h. And I think before you include that, if you define GLFW include none, then you can actually include that header. I think on Windows and Linux you do that. That's pretty much it. So that's how we can get the GL false. I'm just gonna do that. Alright, and then we can create the window, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a window pointer. I think making it static makes it only available to this file or something. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to look that up. I'm going to put it there anyways. It should not interfere with anything we're doing. So we're going to say window equals GLFW, create window. Okay, width, height, title, null, null. We're going to include standard library, because I think that's where that is. I think that's where null is. We probably won't need that up here. I'm used to having like code completion and stuff, so I might just be a little rusty on this. I probably should have looked it over a little bit before I just started doing this. We're gonna check if the window equals null, basically, is what that means. So because it's a pointer, if it points to 0, that means that it points to null. So we could even put zeros in there. Because I think like a null pointer or whatever is to 0. So in the create window, it'll return a null pointer if there's something goes wrong. So we again return 0 if that's a problem. However, we're gonna assume that's not a problem, or we aren't assuming, we're checking it there. But yeah, so we're gonna go on with our code. GLFW make context current, I believe, is the thing that we do, and again we reference the window. After that, we call our functions for OpenGL if you're running any. What am I thinking? If you're running any setup, you'll probably want to do it here. So yeah, I'm just gonna. Well, it doesn't really matter. We can clear it later to make sure that it's working right. I feel like my scroll isn't working. So I think after that it's just done. I'm probably wrong. There's probably something I'm missing right now. Initialize, window hint, create the window, make context current. You do it, right? There's probably something I'm missing. But anyways. Then we're gonna have window update. And I believe we need a function pointer. That might be how you write it. I'm actually just going to start compiling stuff because it's probably going to have a freak out. Framework, GL. Package, config, GLFW, C flags, lib. Unknown option, libs. It's GLFW3. Okay. Aha, so it's not resizable. Let's just resize. Nope. Okay, so it's resizable, and that's how you spell resizable. Boom. Alright. I have no idea how to write function pointers. Okay, I think I got it. It's void update that. Yeah. All right. Actually, remove it out. Can I do that? That's not gonna do anything. I think that's how that works. I think I did it right. Okay, cool. So we're doing that. I'm trying to think of like code. I think that's all you want right now. Because I'm not actually gonna be. Well, maybe I will draw something. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this right now. So we're gonna go ahead and matrix mode. I'm gonna use like older stuff, so don't like whine at me, please. It's just easier to set up right now than and I guess I could explain this right here. This is the orthographic view. This sets like what the top is, and I'm pretty sure this sets what the other part over there is. I set it so that 0, 0 isn't in the bottom corner, it's in the top corner. I don't have a good diagram for that right now. I can explain that in another video. Okay, so that's basically, we want that. Alright, so we're doing good. Update, what we want to do is we want to declare that somewhere else. So static double last now, sorry, delta equals that. So we do want that, which will be the delta, which we use for like movement and stuff, so that it's not based on frame rate, it's based on update. So last equals GLFW get time. Then we do our thing. So we're actually going to call update, which I believe that's how you do it, which is going to be all our render and update code, I think. Yeah, for now. This is not set up in a good way. Then we swap buffers, which essentially just means that we're swapping the I can explain that too. This whole channel is going to be like explaining theory and stuff, hopefully. This will just provide a basis for questions, and then and I guess if you have any questions for how something should be explained, then ask me, I guess. I don't know everything, but I can try to explain things, especially like if I already know that thing. Okay, so we need to cast that to a float, which is now minus last times 10 is how I normally do it. And so we'll be updated all the time. And so the delta will change, it won't just stay at 1. It's the difference between that, times 10 because it's a small number. Yeah, I think that's it. Cool, so we have that. We will need something else. We will need should close and destroy. So both of these things are implemented very easily. So window should close should literally just return, it's just a wrapper, window should close window. This just returns that the window should close, and then because we're building a wrapper as if it were an engine, we basically just put a thing around that. And then destroy the window, I forgot to do something. Up here, GLFW, terminate. Actually spell it right. That basically just turns off GLFW, I think, so that helps clean up memory. So what we do here is we destroy window, our window handle, and then we terminate. Alright, so now we're here. We basically finished everything that we needed in the window, so now it should work. I hope I explained all that okay. We create the window here, we get the handle, that's the handle that we've been using. to make the context. That basically gives us OpenGL context, or access to OpenGL context. So then we can call these functions right here. Otherwise, our program would flip out. In our update, we're getting a last and a now and doing some sort of delta thing with that, which just makes sure that we're moving at the time that it's updating instead of frames per second, because if we had 30 frames per second, it would be slower than 60 frames per second, but I think we should have 60 because update, or refresh rate. Poll events basically just gets mouse keyboard input if we're handling it. Swap buffers, that switches the back and the front buffer, which I can explain in another video if you would like for me to. If you already know what that means, awesome. If you don't know what that means and you want me to explain it, let me know in the comments, and I will try to do my best to explain that. We're calling our function pointer right here, and I will explain what the function pointer actually is in just a minute, but we call that before we do everything else. Destroy, we destroy the window, and we terminate GLFW. Should close, I think I already explained that. I think everything has been accounted for. So we're going to do, while our window is not closing, we will update, and that's where our function pointer is going to go, and I'm going to explain that in just a minute. And then we will destroy, we'll clean everything up. So what we have up here is we have an update with a float delta. We're actually going to call this game loop, just so it's not confusing to you. And then we put game loop here. That's one thing I do like about C, is that you can pass actual functions as pointers and then call those later. I think that's pretty cool. That looks messy. So we end up calling whatever is in here, whatever's in here will be called right here. And since we're running this in a while loop and we're running the update all the time, this is going to get run all the time. We just have this in a separate function instead of all right here. And if it were an engine, we'd be handling all of this in the engine. So we don't have to worry about that out here. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to clear color. I don't know any good colors, so I'm just going to do that. I actually can't do that. And then we clear. And again, swapping the buffers, this is what this does, is it clears all the pixel colors in the buffer to that color. I think we should be good. We should see like a greenish thing. Also, we need an alpha. And if all goes well, it's a blue because I put the numbers in the wrong spot. So it's a blue. But yeah, so that's working. We have a window now. Isn't that amazing? How long did that take us? That took way too long. Hopefully I'll cut out anything extra that I had in there. But yeah, that's how you create a window. And I'm going to go ahead and draw something real quick. And that'll probably take me like 10 minutes. So I'll speed it up. I'll have some music. Yeah. I'll be back in just a couple minutes for you, I think. Bye. Okay, I think I'm done. So I basically just created a rect new, a rect draw, and a rect destroy. Hopefully I got this all right. It's a lot of code. A lot of spelling mistakes that I could have made. Hopefully that's okay. So right over here, after we've created our context, keep in mind, because we create our context in the window init over here. Okay, and so if we're running a bunch of OpenGL things, that's not gonna be happy with us. So we need to do it all here. So we'll have our plane over here, right? And we'll create it at 100, 100 in the top, and then it'll be 100 by 100 wide. So we have that, and so actually, we need to include that first of all, and then we need to have a pointer to it, and then we set it right here. I hope that that's okay. And then we're gonna draw our plane right here. And at the end, we're going to destroy it and build, and that's a problem. Alright. One thing I forgot, because Java, is you need to have the number of things that you're creating and deleting, otherwise it doesn't know what to do. So maybe now. Let's actually just clear the screen just so I can see what I'm doing. Is that reversed? That's a pain in the butt. That's really a shame. Are you kidding me? I missed one. Yeah. Okay. It's been a while. Alright, so now... Hey, there we go. Alright, so we have it here. We have all of the colors and everything. And so we drew it right. So that means that our context is working properly and we are drawing everything correctly. And we created a window in GLFW. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about anything that happened in this video, please leave a comment, and I will look into creating a video for it. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Bit-Sized Tutorials. Have a nice day.